Let's look at graphing a line in slope-intercept form. In slope-intercept form, which is where the equation is solved for y, whatever shows up on the other side is going to tell us our slope and our y-intercept. M, whatever the coefficient of the x is the slope. B, which is what will be left if I plug 0 in for x. If I plug 0 in for x, that gives me my y-intercept. So B always gives us the y-intercept, which is going to be the point 0, B. So if I have an equation like y equals 5x plus 2, then I know that the y-intercept, if I were to plug in 0 for x, would leave me the 2 for y. So the y-intercept is the point 0, 2. The slope is 5, which is the fraction 5 over 1. So it means if I go up 5 and then right 1, I will go from one point on the line to another point on the line, provided I start out on the line. All I have to do to graph this is to start with my y-intercept, 0, 2, and then if I count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 1, and mark a second point, I've got 2 points to give me my line. If I've got y equals -1/2 x plus 3, and I want to graph this, I know the slope is a -1/2. The y-intercept is 3. If they ask me for the y-intercept, I will need to put it in the form 0, 3, most likely. So first I have to be on the line. The slope is no use whatsoever unless you are on the line. Since the slope is a -1/2, I can look at that as a -1 over a +2, which would mean -1 would be down 1. The top is our y, that's our up and down. So a rise of -1 would be the same thing as a drop of 1. The 2 is positive, so I would still go 2 to the right. So if I go down 1 and then 2 to the right, I'll be back on the line. I could have looked at this as a +1 over a -2, which is also equal to -1/2. Now that my 1 is positive, that would be an up 1. But since my 2 is negative and the bottom tells us left or right, this would have to be left 2. So if I were here and I went up 1, this was straight, and then 2 to the left, I would be back on the same line. So I could either go down 1, 2 to the right, or I could go up 1, 2 to the left, and it'll still mark out the line.